Have you ever wondered what life was like before your smartphone, before electricity, before the very world we know today? Let's take a journey back in time, to an era where human life was a dance with nature, guided by the sun and stars. Imagine waking up not to an alarm, but to the first light of dawn painting the sky. In bustling towns and quiet villages, the day's rhythm was set by the sun's journey. Your morning wouldn't start with a flick of a switch, but with the crackle of a wood fire, patiently coaxed to life to cook the day's meals. Clothes weren't tossed into a machine. They were scrubbed by hand, a laborious task that took time and strength. Out in the fields, life was a constant negotiation with the earth. Farmers, with eyes trained on the clouds, didn't check a weather app. They waited for rain, their hopes and harvests tied to the whims of the sky. Their tools were simple, their bodies, their primary machines, and every crop was a testament to sheer human effort. Want to visit a friend in the next town? Forget about a quick drive. Travel was an adventure in itself, slow and often exhausting. Journeys that take us mere hours today could stretch 4 days, whether on foot or by horse-drawn cart. Delays weren't an inconvenience. They were an expected part of life. News from faraway lands was a rare and precious thing, arriving weeks or even months late, carried by weary travelers. Even the simplest tasks demanded a different kind of investment of time, of physical strength, of unwavering patience. There were no shortcuts, no instant solutions. Life was a hands-on, full-body experience. And what happened when someone fell ill? In a world without modern medicine, healthcare was a landscape of uncertainty. Families turned to what they knew, ancient traditions, herbal remedies passed down through generations, and a heavy dose of hope. Survival was often a matter of luck and resilience. Sickness was a formidable foe, and the tools to fight it were limited. Learning, the foundation of progress, was a privilege for the few. Knowledge wasn't at our fingertips. It was contained in a handful of precious books or held in the minds of the village elders. Wisdom was shared through stories, apprenticeships, and direct experience. The world of information was small, intimate, and deeply personal. Then, as the sun set, a different world emerged. Nights were profound in their darkness, broken only by the soft glow of oil lamps or the brilliant, unobscured light of the stars. The cosmos was a constant companion, a celestial map for travelers, and a source of wonder for all. The quiet was deep, the darkness complete. It was a life of simplicity, yes, but also one filled with constant struggle. Now, let's fast forward. A spark of curiosity in the human mind ignites a revolution. This revolution wasn't fought with swords, but with ideas, experiments, and inventions. Science and technology began to reshape the world, and life started to change in ways our ancestors could have only dreamed of. The first great change was light. With the flick of a switch, electricity banished the darkness. Suddenly, the night was no longer a barrier. It became a time for work, for study, for community, for safety. Factories could run longer, homes became brighter and safer, and the fear of the dark began to recede. Then came the machines. The back-breaking labor that defined life for millennia started to ease. Inventions, from the steam engine to the factory loom, took on the heavy lifting. They amplified human effort, leading to an explosion in productivity. Things could be made faster, cheaper, and in greater quantities than ever before. This wasn't just about convenience. It was about freeing human beings from relentless physical toil. The fields, too, were transformed. Scientific farming methods, crop rotation fertilizers, irrigation brought a new level of predictability to agriculture. For the first time in history, humanity began to gain the upper hand in the fight against hunger. Food supplies became more stable and abundant, pulling millions back from the brink of poverty and starvation. Perhaps the most profound transformation happened within our own bodies. The mysteries of disease, once attributed to fate or spirits, began to be unraveled by medical science. The development of vaccines was a miracle, eradicating diseases that had plagued humanity for centuries. Antibiotics gave us a weapon against infections that were once a death sentence. Modern hospitals, with their advanced equipment and skilled professionals, turned once fertile conditions into treatable illnesses. Countless lives were saved, lifespans extended, and the quality of life improved beyond measure. And then, the world got smaller. Communication technology collapsed distance and time. The telegraph, the telephone, and eventually, the internet, wove a web of connection across the globe. A message that once took months to cross an ocean could now be sent in an instant. Families could stay in touch across continents. Businesses could operate globally, and ideas could spread like wildfire. We became a truly connected species. This connectivity also democratized knowledge. Education, once the domain of a select few, became accessible to millions through digital learning platforms, online courses, and vast digital libraries. Anyone with an internet connection could access the sum of human knowledge. The barriers to learning crumbled, unleashing a wave of innovation and progress. Today, we live in the world that science and technology built. Think about your day. You woke up in a climate-controlled room, ate food that traveled from across the world, commuted in a vehicle powered by complex engineering, and are now watching this on a device that holds more computing power than what took humanity to the moon. Science and technology haven't just made life easier. They have fundamentally changed what it means to be human. They have turned lives of constant struggle into lives of manageable challenges and incredible opportunities. They save our time, our energy, and most importantly, our lives. They have opened doors to progress we are still just beginning to explore. From the depths of the ocean to the vastness of space. The journey from a world lit by fire to one lit by fiber optics is a testament to human ingenuity. It's a story of how our curiosity, our relentless desire to understand and improve, has built a better future. And that story is still being written by every scientist, engineer, and innovator who dares to ask, what's next? Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through time. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next exploration. See you in the next video.